Bundesting! Bundesting!
Welcome back to Staunch on Film, kiddies. Happy Staunchoween. We have a lot of stuff in the pipeline, but first, another breakdown of one of my favorite spooky episodes of Tales from the Crypt. Like and subscribe, and let me know what episode to check out next. As for tonight, we join some of my all-time favorite actors.
Chop 'em to the right. Chop 'em every chance you get. Fright, fright, fright.
And it is game night in the crypt, and the spirit is alive with our keeper.
Of course, I could pull out a few other surprises from my playbook, like tonight's tale. It's about a couple of brothers who are planning a little high scaring of their own in a nasty bit of offense I call people who live in brass hearses.
We meet our low-life brothers living in the slums. We basically get Bill Paxton from Near Dark and Brad Dourif straight out of Cuckoo's Nest.
Hell, who drank all the Hawaiian punch?
The episode does a great job early on as far as relatability. I mean, when I'm out of Hawaiian punch, this is exactly what I do.
Butter?
That's interesting. You know, I remember these comics from back when. Predator pretty much took on everyone. Hell, even Bill Paxton at one point. And now it seems that along with Terminator and a xenomorph on-screen death, we can add high cholesterol. It's always fun to see these tropes in Tales episodes, and what different productions can kind of pull off with them, you know? Here we get a bumbling duo criminal team, so, you know, it suits fit for the genre. And I can actually buy these guys as actual brothers. And of course, you know, the bumbling brother thing, well, that was kind of done later with Paxton in A Simple Plan. Remember that flick? Where Billy Bob Thornton kind of played his doofus younger brother that inadvertently got them into some hot water. However, here, well, Paxton isn't as forgiving.
Hey! Enough of this Jesse James shit! Forget about him, he was a wussy! You ever do 2 years in San Quentin like I did he?
Now with the show's score, you know, and them literally watching cartoons in this scene, you get a real cartoony vibe here. Like the little guy, big guy kind of criminal aspect there, especially when they go over their big money-making scheme that they plan to enact the next day, which involves them stealing the safe at the ice cream factory Brad Dourif is working at. You know, if he can only remember the plan.
No! God! Disengage the fire alarm, then you unlock the door. You got it?
Right.
Please tell me you got it.
Right, I'm sorry.
But before they go through with their plan, they have one little pit stop. Damn, I kind of want some ice cream now. Of course, we get the most oddball son of a bitch selling ice cream here. Another trope not lost in horror, although, you know, aside from being a standout ventriloquist of sorts, this guy, see, he pretty much seems harmless, right?
Okay, boys and girls, who wants to hear a knock-knock joke?
Paxton tries to, you know, strong-arm the guy as he's the reason he spent so much time in prison. He used to work for him, and he ripped him off. So, yeah, that's how it turned out. These ice cream schemes never work. But, you know, Paxton, he kind of just decides to take it out on the fat kid from Hook.
Hurry it up, butthead.
Let's see that again. Paxton decides to play nice for now, and it's funny, you know, he tries to order a bunch of butter-flavored ice cream here. Classic.
You got anything in, butternut?
Nope.
Butterbrickle?
Nope.
Buttermilk?
Nope.
But then, he gets a glimpse of the ice cream loot. The next day, Brad Dourif shows up to work at the ice cream storage facility, or ice cream factory as I like to call it, and he enters the first stage of his plan. And all things considered, things seem to be going quite well until Bill Paxton shows up out of nowhere with a change of plans.
Hell's bells, Billy! Is that you?
Scooter, how you been?
And Brad Dourif actually calls this guy the Puppet Man, so I'll be going by the Puppet Man from here on out. Now we see the manager of the place trying hard to get a piece of ice cream ass here, but the puppet man refuses to be seen doing anything but delivering ice cream apparently. But you know, since he carries around cash, Paxton figures why not rob his ass too and double the score.
Now you get it? Now you see what I'm talking about? We get him in here where nobody's gonna see us, and then we do the dirty deed.
But I want to. I want to hurt her, Billy.
Okay, do what you gotta do. Give her a titty twister too.
Alright, well I didn't see that coming. It seems Brad Dourif has a dark side.
Hope your slimeball brother rots in prison.
Get out of the truck.
Well, needless to say, their plan is totally screwed. And we get this cool scene where the manager lady, now brutally wounded, attempts to get to the puppet man's truck before he angrily leaves. And Paxton, well, he has to try to stop her with a giant damn hook. I just love the playful music here for such a morbid scene. Classic Tales from the Crypt. Yikes.
No. No. Oh no, she closed the safe!
So now disgruntled, desperate, broke, and trying to avoid prison, their last-ditch effort is to go to the puppet man's house to basically finish their robbery, rob this guy blind. Oh, and we get a badass Easter egg here when they pull up to the puppet man's house. We hear Brad Dourif's most famous character do his signature laugh. And immediately the puppet man is on edge. Deservedly so. It's unnerving how dangerous and desperate these guys are at this point. But it kind of seems to bond them as brothers even more. But, you know, maybe Paxton had a little bit too much faith in his brother here, if you ask me.
Show him, Verge. Show him we got ways of making him talk. Right, Billy?
You fucking idiot.
Man, I laughed my ass off the first time I saw this. Seriously. Oh, and come on, man. Great head trauma effects in this episode. Am I right? The guys ransack the house, and we get another aerial view of the havoc. And just before giving up, Bill Paxton finds the moolah hidden where else? In the ice cream. You get it? It was a successful heist after all. Just took a little bloodshed. No big deal.
Virgil! Get in here!
Well, no big deal until the top-notch Tales from the Crypt effects crew strikes again, that is. And the puppet man lives. We all saw this dude's head get blown off, so you're probably wondering how he survived that, right? That's right, folks. Conjoined twins. Another familiar trope turned all the way up to 11 here. And with the dipshit brothers out of the picture, well, the puppet man went right back to doing what he loves. Selling ice cream with his brother.
Go figure.
People Who Live in Brass Hearses first appeared in Vault of Horror number 27 in October 1952. And kind of tells a similar story. In this one, it's more of a traveling, kind of store, traveling salesman kind of guy. Has this little buggy, and he's well known, well liked by all the kids in town, And these two very stereotypical, bumbling kind of criminals, well, yeah, they team up and they kind of go after him. It's a fun read. I'll link it down below. But it all kind of follows suit. Like, they just switched it up and made it more about ice cream. You know what I mean? And butter. So it works out. Even the final shot in both the episode and the actual comic, well, they're eerily similar. The episode would be helmed by Russell Macaulay, an Australian filmmaker who got his start killing it with music videos for bands like Icehouse and Duran Duran, before making an Outback horror classic with Razorback. And aside from Tales, would work on a myriad of films including Highlander 2, The Shadow, Silent Trigger, before largely going a TV route. And here we get this signature pacing and style, and, well, the effects work to boot. He brought it all here, and it all just works so well. And he would even contribute to an episode of the Tales from the Crypt Big Robot Boob Sister series, Perversions of Science. Whoever thought of teaming up Bill Paxton and Brad Dourif in a Tales from the Crypt episode? Genius. They are both big fans of the comics, and I'm sure they had a blast on set. Paxton largely spent his entire career doing genre films, so this works well for him. God, I really miss that dude. Frailty was the bomb. And Brad Dourif, well, as a horror hound, I don't need to speak much on him now, do I? It's cool to see Charles Lee Ray in an episode, that's for sure. And he was really funny here in my opinion. It was also cool that he did the Chucky laugh, a strange connection being that the Crypt Keeper's eyes are literally Chucky's eyes. No joke, the same eyeballs, so pretty cool to see that connection. And it's very cool to see Tales from the Crypt take on the ice cream horror subgenre. A genre I feel needs a fresh injection, to be honest. Because we got some good ones, man. I mean, Clint Howard and the Ice Cream Man was the earliest one I recall. Then, of course, the shot-on-video schlocker, Mr. Ice Cream Man, which is worth the watch, trust me. And then with the Tales from the Crypt-inspired series Masters of Horror, we got the very creepy segment We All Scream for Ice Cream, which is just a strange little film. And in my opinion, Those Who Live in Brass Hearses belongs among those ranks. The episode is notable for playing with already established tropes of the series, in more ways than one. I mean, we get a mismatched criminal duo, which is a trope on its own, yeah, but here, the duo are brothers, and with a twist involving the conjoined twin thing, I mean, I can't help but think that the episode My Brother's Keeper was kind of like in the wheelhouse of this one. And My Brother's Keeper, well, they probably handled the material a little more effectively, if I'm being honest, and in this episode, we also get the ventriloquist thing, where, the puppet is being voiced by, well, let's say a strange conjoined twin, much like we saw in the episode The Ventriloquist Dummy, a Tales from the Crypt classic. And last but not least, the criminal brother duo with the older, more dominant, tattooed arm brother who has to deal with his mentally ill and murderous younger brother who seems to screw things up and be a little violent towards women. Well, that's something that was also done in the film From Dusk Till Dawn, which was originally going to be a Tales from the Crypt movie. Strange coincidence, yeah, but hey, it's all horror, baby. But perhaps the most fun part of this episode, aside from the gore effects, was the appearance of Lainey Kazan as the bitchy manager, and the unhinged performance from Michael Lerner. Seriously, he plays a once-in-a-lifetime role here, and we never saw this guy go this nuts again. It's Staunch-a-ween, everybody. Let me know what you want me to cover down below here on Staunch on Film. I have a lot of stuff in the pipeline. This week's going to be a busy one, so make sure you subscribe, hit all on that notification bell. It is Staunch-a-ween.